through thousands of wars. The husband, the wife, the children. There's immense sorrow in the world. Not that there is not also pleasure, joy and so on. But in understanding, in perhaps ending sorrow, we'll find something much greater. So we must go into this complex question of sorrow. And whether it can ever end, or man is doomed forever to suffer. Suffer not only physically, which depends how ordinary life one leads, whether your body is drugged, or tobacco, nicotine, alcohol, and all that, whether your body has been destroyed. And psychologically, inwardly, we have suffered enormously, without perhaps not saying a word about it, or crying your heart out. And during all this long evolution of man, from the beginning of time till now, every human being on this earth has suffered. Suffering is not merely the loss of someone you think you like or love, but also the suffering of the very poor, the illiterate. If you go to India or other parts of the world, you see people walking miles and miles to go to a school, little girls and little boys. They will never be rich. They will never ride a car. Probably they'll never have a hot bath. Wear one sari or one dress, whatever they wear, and that's all they have. And that is sorrow. Not for the man who goes by in a car, but the man in the car looks at this and is in sorrow if he is at all sensitive, aware. And the sorrow of ignorance, not ignorance of writing, literature and all the rest of it, but the sorrow of a man who doesn't know himself. There are multiple ways of sorrow. And we're asking, can this sorrow end in with each one? There is the sorrow of oneself, in oneself, and the sorrow of the world. Thousands of wars. People maimed, hurt, appalling cruelty. Not a particular form of cruelty, of which you are talking a great deal, a particular form. And you are rebelling against that particular form. But you never ask, is there an end to cruelty? Every nation on earth has committed cruelties, appalling. And we're still perpetuating that cruelty. And cruelty brings enormous sorrow. Seeing all this, not from a book, not from a traveler, not from a tourist. Tourists go abroad just to amuse themselves, see sights and having a good time, a holiday. But if you are traveling as a human being, just observing, being aware sensitively to all this, sorrow is a terrible thing. And can that sorrow end? Please ask yourself that question. The speaker is not stimulating you to feel sorrow. The speaker is not telling you what sorrow is. It is right in front of us, right inside you. Nobody needs to point it out. If you keep your eyes open, if you are sensitive, aware of what is happening in this monstrous world. So please ask yourself this question: whether sorrow can ever end. Because like hatred, when there is sorrow, there is no love. When you are suffering, concerned with your own suffering, how can they be loved? So, one must ask this question, however difficult it is to find, not the answer, but sorrow, the ending of sorrow. What is sorrow? Not only the physical pain and the enduring pain of a person who is paralyzed or maimed or diseased, but also the sorrow of losing someone. Death. We'll talk about death presently. Is sorrow self-pity? Please investigate. We are not saying it is or it is not. We are asking, is sorrow brought about by self-pity one of the factors? Sorrow brought about by loneliness, feeling desperately alone, lonely. Not alone. The word alone means all one. But feeling isolated, having in that loneliness no relationship with anything. Is sorrow merely an intellectual affair to be rationalized, explained away? Oh,